Treasury Secretary Mnuchin says that he is hopeful that White House and Democrats can strike a stimulus deal as a hybrid between the Democrat HEROES Act 2, as proposed earlier this week, and the $1.5 trillion Bipartisan House Problem Solvers Caucus proposal from a few weeks ago. This is great news, as we can finally expect to see a little bit of money flowing to the people and to the small businesses before elections. All this and more in today's video. Hello and welcome to Stephen Carlson Show. I'm Stephen Carlson. I'm a tech entrepreneur, real estate investor, author, YouTuber, and volunteer paramedic.
Well, it's certainly an optimistic sign that Mnuchin and Pelosi are on the same page. The question is can McConnell get his people to agree to this? You know, that $2.2 trillion would be almost double what kind of the upper end of what Republicans in the Senate have said that they would accept. So, you know, Mnuchin and Pelosi can get a deal, but nothing can come of that unless the Senate Republicans agree to sign on.
Wow, things have been busy this week. This is the 5th video I have recorded for this channel this week, and the 3rd that I have recorded today. But with news coming out, I just wanted to get this quick video out to you as soon as possible. But before I get to today's video, please, guys, I really need your help. Please comment down below with the hashtag TeamEidl. That's one word, Team, E-I-D-L. And share this video with your friends everywhere on social media, Facebook, Twitter. Text it to your friends, email the local news stations, blast it to the politicians. I know I've been saying this over and over, but we need to get the word out and demand that Congress finally do something about this complete cluster that they have created. Make sure it's clear that we demand our $10,000 in stimulus, just like the CARES Act promised us. Mnuchin has gone on record saying that he will talk to the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi more about the stimulus package, and as of Wednesday afternoon, he was very hopeful about the prospects of a deal. I say we're going to give it one more serious try to get this done before the election, and I think that we are hopeful in what we are going to get something done, Mnuchin is quoted as saying. I think this will be a reasonable compromise here. The Treasury Secretary added that he aims to find an understanding with Pelosi on a broad relief package by Thursday. He said that he expects to bring the offer to the Speaker and the counter of $2.2 trillion aid package to the House ready this week to be voted on, which will resemble slightly around the $1.5 trillion bipartisan House Problem Solvers Caucus proposal that we saw earlier in the month. But, of course, as we already know, Pelosi has previously rejected that plan. Democratic lawmakers introduced the measure on Monday ahead of negotiations with the Treasury Secretary, and in a statement, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said the bill reflects a package that's $1.2 trillion less than the Democrats' original HEROES Act back in May, which failed to advance amid opposition from the Republicans. The new bill is called the updated HEROES Act, which stands for Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Emergency Solutions Act, or just as many have been calling it, HEROES Act 2. If the bipartisan support can be achieved on this package, which included $450 per week in enhanced unemployment benefits during an 8-week transition period, another round of $1,200 direct payments, and more paycheck protection program for small business loan fundings, EIDL grant money, among so many other provisions. I covered the whole House Problem Solvers Caucus proposal in a previous video. The link will be down in the description and up in the card above. Now, although the nation's unemployment rate has declined to 8.4% in August from a high of 14.7% in April, unfortunately, more than 21 million workers still remain jobless or out of the workforce because of the pandemic, according to an estimate from the Economic Policy Institute. Restoring the supplementary $600 in weekly federal jobless benefits would provide a critical income boost to Americans. The extra payments would be retroactive from September 6th and continue through January 31st, providing more than 4 months of additional joblessness aid to millions of families. Currently, many states are providing an additional $300 stimulus and jobless aid directed by President Trump through an August executive order. The government agencies overseeing these benefits has guaranteed 6 weeks of payment. 8 states have already exhausted that benefit, according to unemploymentpua.com, which tracks the program. The average weekly jobless benefit is about $333 or $1,300 a month. And experts say that's far from enough to pay for basics like rent, groceries, and utilities in many regions throughout the country. Plus, not to mention the small businesses that were promised their $10,000 EIDL grants back in the CARES Act, but due to the complete incompetence of the SBA, they were unable to receive their money. Both the Problem Solvers Caucus proposal and the HEROES Act 2 both propose to have additional money earmarked for small businesses that have less than 10 employees using the PPP and EIDL programs. Now, what do you guys think? How much money should be in the next proposal, and where should it be allocated? Why don't you comment down below and let me know. Meet Kevin has a great breakdown of the entire HEROES Act 2 proposal, and I'll link to the full video down in the description.
Now this is a big one right here. Housing. $21 billion for homeowners struggling with mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, utilities, or other housing-related costs. This is really interesting because other housing-related costs could in theory be, well, my roof's leaking and I don't got money to fix it, or my plumbing's broken. This is very, very broad, so we'll have to see exactly what they're trying to earmark this for, but pay attention to this. If you are a homeowner and you're having trouble, this bill is good for you. And this goes way beyond forbearance because other housing-related costs, I mean, that's anything to keep a roof over your head. Your electricity panel's broken, your kitchen's broken, your dishwasher's broken. Those are other housing-related costs. Now, we'll see exactly what that includes, but this is very, very broad. And $21 billion is actually a very good number, especially since they're separating out rental assistance. Speaking of rental assistance, tenant-based rental assistance. So there are actually a few parts for this. $4 billion are going to public housing agencies. You might see this as PHAs. And this is basically to keep families stably housed. I misspelled that. New temporary vouchers for eviction prevention. So basically, they would create these housing agencies would create some kind of voucher program to prevent people from going homeless, basically getting evicted. Something to keep an eye on, tenant-based rental assistance. It's getting quite a bit of money. And then there will actually be, in addition to these vouchers, there will be $5 billion of straight-up grant money if you are at risk of homelessness or you're already homeless. Then, this is the big one, $50 billion to help low-income renters avoid eviction, along with some of these other benefits here. $50 billion. As a country, we're only about $21 billion behind in rent right now, which is a lot. I shouldn't say only, I mean like, compared to 50 billion, we're 21 billion behind in rent. 50 billion is like, okay, that should cover us until January.
Thank you very much for watching. Please make sure you click like and subscribe. Doing so really helps with the YouTube algorithm, and it's something I appreciate. Thanks, and I'll see you on the next one.